So you want to develop a growth mindset. Cool, well stick around and I'll show you my 5 steps on how to develop your own growth mindset. Kia ora. My name is Regan, and before I start this video, just as a disclaimer, I am not a doctor nor a psychologist. The information that I want to share with you is from my own learning and development. So the first question we should be asking ourselves is, what is a mindset? A mindset, according to psychologist Dr Carol Dweck, is a self-perception or self-theory that people hold about themselves. So for example, when you start believing whether you're educated or uneducated. This is a simple example of mindset. So this gives us 2 sides of the coin, so to speak. One is being positive and one being negative. So most of us have what's called a fixed mindset, where we believe that our basic qualities are fixed and they cannot grow or develop. This has a profound effect on one's learning and skill development and really falls into every other aspect in their lives. And many of us aren't even aware of this. We also begin to believe that talent alone creates success. And we are who we are, and that's all it's going to be, a fixed mindset. Now, on the other hand, a growth mindset is a concept developed by Dweck, and she actually has a book that explains all about her research in the field of growth mindset. I'll share a link in the description below if you want to find more about her book. I won't go into too much detail about Carol and her studies because I'll let her book speak for itself, but I will share this though. A growth mindset is when people believe that their capabilities are not limited by their expertise or lack of. Brains and talent are just the beginning. Working hard and dedicating yourself to developing the most basic abilities is also needed to complete this process. This view creates a love for learning and a resilience that is essential for great accomplishment. All great people have these qualities. So now that we have a fair understanding about what growth mindset is and what fixed mindset is, I've gathered together all of my teachings that I have learned from all of my ebooks, all of the webinars, and all of the advice that I've been given by my mentors. And I have packaged it all up in an easy to understand, easy to follow, 5-step video series. Now, one more thing before I go. Now, like I mentioned before, these steps didn't just help me in my business, they helped me just as a person as well. Where I was awakened to all of the self-doubt talk that was going on inside my head, and this had a positive effect on all of the aspects inside my life, and I know it will for you too. So if you're like how I was, where I was just getting started up in my own business, then I highly recommend that you subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos that are coming up. But even if you're looking just to improve in your life in general, from a holistical point of view, then this could be an eye-opening series for you as well. Learn to recognize and hear your fixed mindset. Now before you start screwing up your face and wondering, what the heck is this fella talking about? Please hear me out first. You see, the ironic part about learning how to develop your growth mindset is that you first need to be able to recognize what your fixed mindset is first. That we need to be able to recognize those messages that you may not have been aware of. These messages are often at a subconscious level, so at first it is quite difficult to be able to recognize. So most of us are familiar with how life can throw us a few curveballs here and there, or present us with a great opportunity in order to progress in life. But it doesn't seem to matter which one of these come about, because those little voices will still find a way to say, hey, are you sure you can do this? Or, hey, if you don't start anything now, then you won't look like a loser when you fail. Everyone's just gonna laugh at you. Or, my favorite, just carry on doing what you think is comfortable. Now, at the start, I definitely had my challenges overcoming these voices. When I first made the commitment to starting my first online marketing business, for about 2 days, I started hearing all those little voices in my head telling me those exact same messages. See, I've never owned my own business before, and I work in a market where my income and my business's income is solely dependent on me. So if I'm not putting in the work, then my business will fail. And of course, that means no income for me. Now this was quite daunting in the beginning, and those little voices took advantage of my insecurities. Now another time when you might hear these voices is when you hit a setback. You know, you finally hit the ground running. You know, you're building momentum and you're trudging along, and then poof, it all goes pear-shaped. Then those voices start kicking in again. You see, I told you you shouldn't have started this. I told you at the start this was a bad idea. You know, it's not too late to give up now. Quick, make an excuse and you can get out. Man, did I learn this the hard way. Again, in the beginning, I invested heavily into my business. And it's not with just my own income, but my time, energy, and everything that comes with having to dedicate yourself when starting up your own business. Now, this put a huge strain on myself and my family. And to be honest, I wasn't exactly seeing the returns that I was expecting to see. So I really started to feel the pressure, and those little voices took advantage again. Now, the last place you might hear these voices as well is when you face criticism. You might start to hear, oh, it's not my fault, it's his fault, her fault, that thing's fault. Whatever that is, it's his fault, not mine. Or, who do they think they are to criticize me like that? Or you might actually be receiving some decent feedback by someone and all you can hear is, I'm very disappointed in you. I thought you could do it, but obviously you can't. Now, not so long ago, I found myself in this position. I was having a conversation with my mum about my business, and true to form, she corrected me on my grammar and my punctuation and how I needed to improve in this area so that I can be successful in my business. And of course, I agreed to disagree, to put it lightly, and almost instantly and unknowingly, the voices kicked in and I began to get angrier and angrier with what she actually said. So before I go, just to recap on what we've gone over in this first step, from now on, make a conscious effort to hear or recognize those fixed mindset voices that we sometimes unconsciously tell ourselves. So once you start to understand or even master this concept, the rest becomes easy. You have a choice. Realize and tell yourself this: I am creating for myself from what I am experiencing. Now, this does not mean that all challenges, all setbacks, and all criticism that we experience are created by you. No, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree that most of them come from out of nowhere. And often, we never even see them coming. But we have a choice on how we respond. So this now leads into how we interpret these challenges. You can choose to go with a fixed mindset and tell yourself that this is a sign indicating your fixed talents and abilities are lacking, and begin to start living your life with a victim mentality. Or you can choose to go with a growth mindset and tell yourself that these are signs that are indicating that I need to work harder, I need to learn more, and I need to try something new, or maybe need to develop more compassion. Whatever mindset you choose to go with, remember, it is your choice. But I'll leave you with this: our thoughts are physical. What we think, we become. You have a choice. Respond with a growth mindset. So once you've gone through all of the process of being able to recognize your fixed mindset, you can now begin to respond with a growth mindset to any or all voices that may pop up into your head. You create a dialogue, so to speak. So what that will look like is, again, let's start with if you were presented with a challenge or an opportunity and those fixed mindset voices started to kick in again. Respond to them with a counteractive growth mindset voice. For example, hey, are you sure you can do this, Reagan? Respond with, Reagan, I know the path is uncertain, but I believe we can do it. You know, if you start nothing, then you won't look like a loser when you fail. Well, I'll be a failure if I didn't start anything or give it a go. Or maybe when you hit a setback. I told you this was a bad idea. I told you from the beginning that this was too much of a risk. Respond with, you know, it wasn't an easy road for all the successful people in the world. I bet they had their challenges too. They had to take responsibility for their mistakes and learn from them, and they continue to believe and never give up. And lastly, when you're faced with criticism, oh, it's not my fault, it's his. Who are you to tell me that? Oh, my computer broke. Oh, didn't have enough money. Oh, who are you? But your growth mindset will respond with, well, if I don't take responsibility, then I can't fix it. I better listen, because no matter how painful this experience is, I need to learn whatever I can. So these are just a few examples about how to recognize your fixed mindset voices and begin to respond with your growth mindset. Believe in yourself. At times, I know it's hard to find the will to believe in yourself, especially if you have a well-developed fixed mindset telling you things like you have nothing to offer, or you're unworthy of things, or whatever it is, only until you finally realize that none of this is true and that you are very deserving and very capable once you start to believe that this is true. If you are having trouble in reflecting and seeing all the amazing things that you possess and all the beautiful things that you can offer to this world to make a better place, there are simple things that you can do to help start believing in yourself. You can think or write a list of all the amazing and awesome things that you have accomplished over your life. This can be big or small. It doesn't really matter what you put down on your list, as long as it resonates with inside you and makes you think highly of yourself. The next one is set realistic goals for the future. This helps with dealing with the process of any adversity that may come your way. It's like it equips you with armor against any fixed mindset voices. And another one, surround yourself with like-minded, motivating people to have refreshing conversations so that you can walk away with new ideas, with a new perspective or outlook on life. Another one is look for opportunities to use your skills. When you seize the opportunity to offer your skills or your talents, this helps you cement your belief in yourself and you will want to do more. Last but not least, take care of your body. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to go out and become some fitness freak. No, not at all. All I'm suggesting is that a brisk walk through the park or a 20-minute run here and there will not only help you and your body's functioning, it will also release a natural drug inside the body called dopamine. This is like your natural feel-good drug, but the basic message is the more exercise you do, the more dopamine is released. The more dopamine is released, the better we feel. The better we feel, the stronger our belief in ourselves becomes. So when we start to get better at all of these tips, which can take a lot of practice, we start to strengthen that belief in ourselves, which in turn gives power to our growth mindset development. Take action on your growth mindset. So as time goes on, you will begin to realize that you can identify quite easily between your fixed mindset and your growth mindset. This last step really focuses on which voice you're going to listen to when adversity presents itself. Are you going to take on the challenge wholeheartedly? Are you going to acknowledge the challenge as it is and believe in yourself that you're going to find the solution? Or are you going to learn from all the setbacks and develop your basic skills and keep trying? Can you listen to the criticism from a point of view that this person must really care about me, that they are willing to share their knowledge in order to help me become successful? Are you going to look at feedback and criticism from that point of view? So practice hearing both those voices and practice acting upon a growth mindset and see how you can make it work for you. But before I go, if these steps seem like a huge task to you, not to worry, my friend. I purposely created these videos in a series so that you can go back anytime and practice and implement any one of these steps at any one time. You know, I want to share with you a cool quote that I heard a while ago. It goes like this: how do you eat an elephant? You don't. No, for real. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Kia ora whanau. If you like this video, don't forget to go down and push the little thumbs up and click this button over here to subscribe to my channel, reaganhills.com, so you don't miss out on any other cool videos like this one. Ka kite anō.